Hello, this is Kate, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. Today I'm going to be using the Osho Zen cards, and just before I start the reading, I want to let everyone know that I'm going to be doing another full moon reading, and it's going to be on Monday night, so October the 1st, at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it's a live event, so I do it via conference call, and space is limited to 6 people, and you'll have a chance to ask any questions that you have. So it's basically a kind of a monthly forecast, just to kind of get an idea of what's coming up in October and what kind of energies we'll have in October, and it will also be a chance for you to ask questions. So if you want to sign up, I've provided a link in the description of this video, and you can just click the link and that will take you to the sign up page on my site. Okay, so let's start the reading. So I'll start with the first card, and this card is going to represent Monday. And I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. Okay, so Monday we've got adventure. And this is the Page of Pentacles in a Rider-Waite deck, and it's Page of Rainbows in the Osho Zen deck. And this card is all about, well, adventure. So having kind of a curious disposition and being, you know, curious about the world and all the different avenues and areas of exploration. So having that kind of adventurous spirit where you just want to go off and explore things. And I'm trying to think what else I get from this card. It's just it's a very positive card, and there's a real sense of trust there. So almost a sense of being a little bit naive. So kind of going out into the world, really having a sense of trust that everyone is good and that only good things are going to come from this. So there's a certain sense of naiveness, but it's not like a negative kind of naiveness. It's definitely positive. So kind of looking at the world through rose-colored lenses. And this card is definitely a card of learning. So as you enter into the beginning of this week coming up, Monday and Tuesday will probably be about learning something new. So it could be learning a new task or a new skill. But it also signifies kind of learning to spread your wings a little bit and learning to go off on your own and kind of walk that independent path. So that could come about in a couple different ways. It could mean that you're kind of striking out on your own and, you know, trying something new on your own for the first time. Or it could just mean kind of going down a path that is really kind of the path less traveled. So, you know, making choices and decisions that might not be totally popular with other people, but it's really true to yourself. And it's important for you to kind of walk that path and do those things that you feel are, you know, right for you at the time. And but basically the beginning of the week, this card is a very positive card. You know, you can see that with the different rainbow colors. So this is really about getting in that place of feeling like you really trust the world, you trust the universe, and you trust that, you know, if you take risks and if you go out on your own, you know, everything is going to kind of work out for the best. And another meaning that I'm getting with this card too is that this could also signify your desire to be a role model for someone younger. So kind of showing someone the way and kind of helping someone along their path and just providing that kind of guidance and support for someone who's younger. Okay, so as we move further into the week, so Wednesday, Thursday, we've got the card of fighting, which is Knight of Air, so Knight of Swords in a Rider-Waite deck. And this card is all about feeling like you're kind of pushing against something, feeling like you're in not so much conflict, but feeling like you're really fighting for something or you're fighting against something. So there's definitely that feeling of pushing against something and struggle and this card usually signifies internal struggles, so not necessarily external. So this doesn't mean that you're going to be getting in conflicts necessarily with other people in your life. This is more that feeling of being internally conflicted about something, or I'm trying to think how to put that differently. So if you have perhaps if you're battling between doing what you want to do versus doing what you should do, you might have that inner conflict of feeling maybe feeling guilty, or just you feel conflicted because you might want to do one thing but you feel like you should do the other thing, and you just can't decide what you're gonna do. So it's that experience of internal conflict, and this can come about if you aren't like totally in alignment. And when I say that, I mean ideally you want your thoughts and your mind to be in harmony with your heart and your feelings and your emotions, and that in turn should be in harmony with how you express yourself physically in the world. So what you're doing, the circumstances of your life, what you're doing for work, where you're living, you want all those things to be in harmony. But with most of us, one thing might be a little bit out of whack. So maybe, our state of mind and our thoughts and kind of our self-talk and what we tell ourselves might not be in alignment with our goals and our dreams. So we might want, our life to be a certain way. We might want to achieve certain things, but our self-talk and our thoughts might actually be blocking that. So, you might have self-limiting beliefs, and you might have a lot of negative self-talk going on, and yet your goals might be, you want to, change the world, or, do all these wonderful things, or write books, or whatever. And so the middle of the week is a really good time to become aware of where you aren't in alignment, and to try to bring all those elements into alignment. And this usually comes about through some kind of an experience. So I think you'll have an experience in the middle of the week that will, a light bulb will go off in your mind. You're like, I know what's not, working together. I know it isn't in alignment. And then that will give you an opportunity to kind of observe that further and delve into that a little bit more and see how you can bring yourself back into alignment. Because when you're in alignment, you can move forward quite quickly. And the Knight of Swords is all about kind of going after something with a lot of force, a lot of energy and purpose, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get to your destination. So it's that feeling of expending a whole bunch of energy into something and not really getting there as quickly as you think you're going to, considering you're putting all this energy towards something. So it's like, running against a brick wall, or banging against a brick wall, or whatever. It can feel kind of pointless. And but when you're in alignment and you're in harmony, you don't have to expend as much effort, and you don't have to try so hard to get the things done that you want to get done, or to get to the place where you want to go. It's more of a natural kind of flow. And so, I'm almost out of time. Okay, so I better hurry up here. So the last card is slowing down, and this is the Knight of Pentacles. And it's funny because this is kind of, in a way, kind of the opposite of the fighting card. This is a slower card. It's about taking your time, thinking things through, and not kind of rushing things. And so this card represents the weekend, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so the weekend will be about slowing down and kind of pausing to reflect on the week and contemplating, what direction you want to go in the next week, and, what things work for you, what things don't work, and just really kind of engaging in that inner reflection and, meditation, contemplation. But there's definitely a sense of just slowing down and not feeling like you have to hurry or rush yourself, and taking your time, thinking things through, planning things out, and taking a slower, more thoughtful approach. So I hope you found this helpful. My name is Kate, and thank you so much for joining me.